In this video, we're going to talk about applying field stock to service requests. Field stock is inventory that is in my possession out in the field, sometimes referred to as van stock or trunk stock. And I have inventory in my possession that I have not requested, but I need to consume on a service request. So I can go here to field stock, and these are all the items that I have in my van or on my truck. And I can go in here and apply these items to the service request. And when I do this, I'm going to say, I applied them today. That could be defaulted in the dynamic entry screen setup if we wish. And I'm going to save this. This is going to create my service request log. And it's also going to consume that inventory and also create a child requisition. So I can see there was a requisition that was just created in addition to my applied inventory record whenever we consume that item on this service request. Now from field stock, this is going to default to my field stock, all the inventory in my possession. If I have permission, I could also pull from all field stock, but I do not have permission to this search component. And this is how I would use field stock. Again, this will reformat for mobile devices to the card style so that I can consume these items from my field stock from the mobile phone as well. And these will be cards instead of tables. But now real quick, let's go over the prerequisites to using field stock within Legendary Supply Chain. The first thing we need to do is go to Legendary Setup, and we need to go into General Settings and click the Allow Field Stock Consumption on Service Request checkbox. This will allow us to leverage field stock in general. Otherwise, when I go to consume that item, it will error and it will not work. Secondarily, I also need to, on my storage bin, I need to have a bin set up per field service engineer or per technician. And I need to go in here and make the service or the bin owner the user that the bin is associated with. So in which case this is my bin, which would have all of my field stock. A individual field stock owner can have multiple bins, and it's your decision as to whether or not you want to have one warehouse for a region of field team, or if you want to have one warehouse per field member. You can do that either way, but you do have to have at least one storage bin per field person to leverage field stock. And it has to have a bin owner, and the bin location has to be checked field stock location equal to true. And then you can name the bin however you like, but it does have to have a bin owner and a field stock location. And then I can use field stock using the standard consumption on the service request from the field stock tab. Now, if I want to go in and give permission to that record in the search component labeled manage package service request all field stock, you can see here it has enable permission set access turned on by default. You could turn that off if you wish to give everyone who has access to those objects access to it. But if you want to add an additional layer of restrictive access to the search component, you can enable permission set access, and then you can select which permission sets have access to this search component, and that will define that error message that I received on the service request that I do not have access to this search component. But this is a short overview of field stock, how it works, and the prerequisites required to set up field stock. Thank you.